G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing a video on the Kayaks2fish MaxDrive pedal drive system, and what I wanted to do is pretty much show you what I do when I get it home and I unbox it, how I assemble it, and then maintenance and taking care of it thereafter, just to make sure that you get the most out of your drive and keep it working and functioning correctly. So if you're into that kind of thing, stick with me and let's get into it. Rightio guys, so in the box you're going to get this pre-assembled, around about 95% pre-assembled MaxDrive, which is great because it takes all the guesswork out of it. Then you'll notice that you'll have these two legs to attach to the drum. Obviously you've got your two stainless steel bolts there that you will use to do that. But what I really love is I've found that every time I get my new kayak, I'll get this box, and then they will also include two extra foot straps, as well as two extra MaxDrive fins included in the box, which is such good value for money if you ask me, because I don't think any other competitor does that. And apart from that, you never know when you're going to be out and about, and if you end up hitting ground or a rock or whatever and bending this, if you have this stowed away in your kayak, you can just swap them out and you'll be good to go. So that's really good value for money. I love that. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through the assembly process just to make it a little bit easier for you guys. So things that we're going to be obviously assembling is those two legs with the bolts that will be going straight into here. As well as, guys, you're going to notice that the drive has a chain system, right? So when you get it in the box or out of the box, these bolts and nuts will come semi tightened. From my experience, they're not completely tightened. And so what you'll notice is if they're not tightened, hand tightened correctly, this drum will literally be shaky. And if it's shaky, it's no good. You will end up damaging your drive system. So what you want to do is you want to go into each of these and actually hand tighten so that you have no play. If you do it in a way where you've hand tightened them and you have no play, you should never have any issues. So anyways, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the camera on the stand and then I'm going to show you how I do my assembly process. Rightio guys, so what you're going to need for this is a 17mm spanner. So once you've got your spanner in place, grab one of the bolts and then grab one of your legs. Now what you're going to find is on the legs, you'll notice right here, it'll say left and right. So if it's to the right hand side with your drum, I'm going to move this away for a second so I can show you correctly. So for this particular one, it says right. So this right will be, and the drum to be facing forward, this has to be facing away from you. So assembling it, you've got your right hand side, you will put it in by squeezing that there, so this part goes back in, and then you will put it in to the drum and it will click into place. What you want to do is find a number. For me, I've got number 4 at the moment. So once you've got that in there, then you just hand tighten this bolt to start with. tightening, just hand tighten it. Don't over tighten, but tight enough. All right, so we'll do the next one. Obviously it says left. We're going to squeeze this in and then feed it into the drum again. And then I want to click it into number 4 in my instance, which is the middle, for it to click into, find its center, and then holds itself in its place. Grab your bolt. There it is. Perfect. Once that's in place, then what you'll do is you can just lift her up, and you'll find that these guys have to be flush. Make sure that, because you've got a numbering 1 to 7, that wherever you place them both, they both have to be in the same number, otherwise it's not going to be closing correctly. So at the closed position, it should be facing vertical up like that. These will be completely aligned and centered. So now that that's done completely, then from there what we do is we shift over to tightening these nuts right here. And once you hand tighten those nuts, you'll find your drum will go from having a bit of play, a bit of flex, to being completely centered, and it shouldn't have that play. It should just move confidently and evenly without it wobbling left or right. So we're going to go get the correct spanner for that. I think it's a size 10, and I'll be back in a second. Rightio, so what you do is you just tighten these guys up, hand tighten to that. Okay, that's that one. And then repeat the process on the other side. Once you've done that process, you'll find that your drum should not have movement left or right. It should be nice and stable when you do your drive. If you're finding that your drum is shaky, it's because these nuts are not tightened enough. So once that's completely done, then you can just put your drive back down, and you can use different lubricants that are marine grade lubricants, just to go over the chain, as well as any of your stainless steel exposed areas or copper inserts, just to keep it from corroding while it's in the salt water. Then from there, you're pretty much ready to go, guys. What you do is you would, before you actually put this into your kayak, into the drive system or the port, you would make sure that you check your foot size on these pedals, just to see that it's tight enough just to hold you. So you can adjust these pedals. I think there's 4 different adjustment sizes that you can use. And so you adjust that correctly, Then from there you'll notice you've got numbered 1 to 7, and that is the distance between you and the drive. So if you're really tall, you're going to put it in the furthest position. If you're short like me, it's going to be closer to you. So then what you do in order to move them is you would push this part of the drive in, pull that down until, and you make sure it clicks into place. I'll get to this, let's just put it over this side. See how that clicked into place? So now that that's clicked into place, that's that one, but I also have to move this one as well. So we just move it and it clicks into place. So that now has been locked into the first position for me to have it closer to me so that my legs aren't struggling to, you know, open and close it correctly because of the distance. So that's how that would be closed. And then, and again, just to you know, make it so that I'm making myself clear. Then if I'm really tall and it's just my knees are bunched up and I'm going like this, and that's not good, what you want to do is just put the distance further away. So then what you do is you bring that in, move it to the front, let it click in. Same for the left hand side, let it click in. And now you've got that, oops, that's not clicked in. Got to go further in. There we go. Now it is. And so when I close these guys here, you'll see that they're flush. These guys should be flush too. So that's it. So the next thing we're going to do, guys, is then what we can do is take it down to the kayak and put it into the pod so that you can see how easy it is to put in the pod and out of the pod. And yeah, let's get into that. Rightio, guys. So you're going to find the pedal drive pod should be in there. Now, if you find that the pod is in here, but this section where you've got the little Kayaks2fish logo is at the top, just switch it out and put it forward, okay, facing you. Once you've got that in, then grab your MaxDrive and literally, and it's that easy. That's how easy it is to literally fall into place. Then it will automatically lock in. So these guys here, if you want to take your drive out, you just click them forward. Forward, my bad. And then pull your drive out and then put it aside. So yeah, guys, that's that's pretty much the rundown on the MaxDrive pedal drive system. Just remembering, guys, that after each and every use, it's really good to clean your drive, not just with water, but with a product called Salt Attack. I'm going to quickly show you what that product looks like and which areas to really target so that you don't get that salt corrosion buildup on your drive and on your chain and all those things. Because if you don't do it, you're going to find that the salt is going to corrode into your chain. I'll give you an example. If you went out fishing and you were in the salt water and you've only gone once, and you come home and you haven't washed it off, I can guarantee you that the salt will eat into those, the chain and all of your stainless steel nuts and bolts and screws. So much so that it will start to feel like it is seizing. So it's important to remember that salt water isn't a really good thing for any of these things. Even though they're built for salt water, they have to be maintained thereafter just to stop from corrosion. I'm going to quickly show you the Salt Attack. Bear with me, I'll go grab it. Rightio, guys. This is Salt Attack. So this is something that I use on all of my kayaks. You can use it on the kayak, but you also should definitely use it on the drive. After every time you come back from fishing, I would highly recommend washing down with water your kayak and your drive. Once you've got the majority of all the sand and all the rubbish and whatever it is that you have on your day off, then I would then give it a good soaking of your salt attack. I would focus on that entire section, front, back and rear, making sure that you cover all of the areas, especially where you have stainless steel exposed, because it's those little things that will always start to corrode first. This is all marine grade stainless steel, and it is made for marine, the ocean. However, nothing will not start to corrode if you don't maintain it. So the way to get around that, whether it be a MaxDrive or a Mirage drive, whatever drive you're using, if you go in salt water and you do not go and clean it correctly after each use, you will get corrosion. So the best way to fight against that is a product, Salt Attack. So I'd highly recommend using that. I think Kayaks2fish now sell this. Don't quote me on that, but have a look on their website because they probably do. It's a really good product. So that's that. The other thing is, once you've got your drive out for the first time, I just wanted to remind you guys, once you've adjusted your pedal straps, you've adjusted the length of which you're going to be adjusting it to your body length. You might not be able to do that adjustment 100% if you're not already sitting down on the kayak. So when you're on the water, before you launch, my recommendation is put your drive in. Once you've got your drive in correctly, what I would do, and obviously you need to be at a certain depth, so make sure you're at least 1 meter deep so that you don't ruin your fins. What I would do is I would sit down correctly in your seat and then see where, when you extend out your drive like that, make sure that your leg is able to extend out confidently, not overextending and not underextending. Once you've got that correctly, then make your adjustments by pulling in those blue levers and then putting it into the right position 1 to 7 and making sure it's exactly the same on both sides. Also making sure that it clicks into place, because if you don't click it into place, you're going to start having wear and tear because it's not correctly fastened. So yeah, anyway guys, I think I've covered it all. I'm hoping this video has been helpful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to shoot me a comment in the comment section. And yeah, anyway guys, until the next vid, I'll catch you later. Bye bye.